Basics of fire lighting. When you want to start a fire, first we use matches. In order to start your fire, you also need your fuel to start your fire. Now, the fuel for you to start your fire is basically wood, or material that can catch fire easily. What do we have here? We have your tinder. Your tinder is basically the stuff which catch fire the easiest. The moment I put a matchstick, a lit matchstick to any of these, it will catch fire. Next, we have the kindle. The kindle is basically to transition your fire from your tinder into your main fuel, which are your giant logs. In terms of combustibility, your tinder are the ones that can combust the easiest, and your fuel the least combustible. However, in terms of maintainability of the fire, your tinder is the weakest. It will only stay lit for just that little bit of time. But once your main fuel catches fire, it can stay lit for a long period of time. So essentially, when you have a fire, you want to start off with your tinder, progress with your kindle, and finally onto your main fuel when you're about to cook your food. Now, for your tinder, what do you have? Dry leaves. Dry leaves are nice and crunchy. They catch fire very easily. One thing to take note about your leaves, do not get leaves with a waxy surface. Can't be shown on camera, but you'll know it when you feel it. When you touch the leaf, it's like touching a candle, very waxy. Waxy leaves are very hard or very difficult to catch fire, and that's not what you want. Over here we have your coconut husk. Easy to get, it's dried. You don't want the non-dry one. And that's about it. When we're talking about your fuels, you must always remember that your fuel must be kept as your wood or your tinder and your kindle, whatever, must be kept as dry as possible. The drier something is, the easier it is to catch fire. Next, when we talk about our kindle, we have our twigs, little sticks like that will catch fire easily, and once they are on fire, it will be easy for them to pass the fire on into your bigger sticks, your twigs, and so on, and eventually onto your wood. When you are selecting your wood, it's key to note that your wood must be dry. Wood that you go out to collect or find are basically your wood that you can find on the floor. Branches that have dropped from the trees, have been laying on the floor for a while and dried under the sun. When you collect your wood, it's key to note that you do not want to collect fresh wood. Fresh wood would be cutting a branch off your tree, because moisture would still remain inside your branch. If you study science or along that line, you will know that water is transferred through the tree and into the leaves. So, in order to have as little moisture as possible, you do not want to take branches that are still on the trees. You also do not want to take rotting wood. Rotting wood is slightly moist, slightly damp. It's difficult for it to catch fire. For your fire starting materials, other than these, there are definitely more things that you can find out in the wild. For example, your banyan trees, the arrow roots, especially the dried up ones that have fallen onto the ground, they make very good fire starters. You can also find dried grass that have been dried up on the ground. Just pluck it out, it will catch fire very easily. That's one of the reasons why bushfires are so predominant in Australia, is because of a lot of dried grass. Simple as that. This is something to take note of. Do not pick dried fern leaves, or dried ferns for that matter, because your fern leaves or your ferns are waxy materials. They don't catch fire easily, and that's not what you want. Another thing to identify whether your wood is dry enough for you to be able to burn with ease, you can do this. Break it. If you hear that nice clack sound, it means that the wood is sufficiently dry. After you break the wood, you can also check whether it's moist inside by touching it. Some wood are quite deceptive, even though they have that nice clack sound. They are somehow still wet inside, and that is not good. You also can find tree bark to burn. Tree bark is quite good material to burn, especially the thick kind. Green, bad. Not green, good. Wet, not good. Dry, good. Sound like common sense, but rule of thumb.